Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children.
Hello?
Hi, is this Zandra?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Zandra. This is Candace
Hi.
Yvette. How are you?
Yes.
So I know I said like we would talk, and that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna focus mostly on charisma.
Okay.
First, I would like to say I'm very sorry that you're going through everything that you're going through, and I know as a mother myself, you must be really stressing, especially at night and she's not coming home. Has she ever done anything like this before?
I mean, she slept with a couple friends before. She went to Arizona. She went to Las Vegas. But the difference in between those times is that now this time that she left, she has not reached out to me. She has not called me. Her phone log is full. You can't leave a voice message. It's going to the voice messenger. And then, not to mention, when I tried to track the phone, it says the phone is somewhere up in Sanger, like it's like around some mountains and water.
Mhm. Now, have the police tried to ping her phone?
What the police are telling me is that at this time they don't consider it foul play, and it's a privacy act basically. So that's why they're not gonna ping the phone.
And she's been gone for a week now, right?
Yes, she's been gone since the 6th, so it's actually been about 11 or 12 days.
And yeah, that the police, if I can just state my opinion, that what they're telling you, it's not making sense to me because I'm under the understanding because I have covered some missing cases in the past that usually when somebody goes missing, whether it's an adult or a child, that first 24 hours they usually won't look for that person. But it's been almost 2 weeks in this case, and the fact that they're not trying to really do anything about it, that's upsetting.
Yes, it's very upsetting. And I got this firsthand from the detective. She told me that she would not, the judge would not grant her that because at this time it's not considered any foul play or any harm done.
So, have you reached out to the media, the news media, the local news?
Yes, I tried to contact Fox 11 News.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me their email. I sent them my story. They haven't got back to me. So I think I need to probably follow up with that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I sent in my story to them basically over email because that's what they gave me. I called the station and I said, hey, how do I get my story heard or put out on the media? And that's what they told me.
Yeah, because missing cases, every second counts. And I'm wondering, like, what happened? Can you tell me what happened the day that she went missing? Like, I know some of the pages that cover missing persons, they have like the story that you went to work and she was there at the house, and then when you got off, she wasn't there. But if you don't mind,
Yes, I can elaborate on that a little bit. So my daughter, she has mental illness, so she had been in the house basically since her birthday, June 27th of 21,
mm-hmm.
right? So she's been in the house for like 9 months. Then all of a sudden, she kind of popped out of this, and sometimes she talks things that are not, that are not realistic. And she's saying, hey, I'm waiting for my friend Alice Day, and she's out there. I got a call from my boyfriend. She's outside with all her things, thinking she's going to San Diego, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get her to come back in with all her bags. She take off again. As soon as I turn my bag, she takes off. She goes to the Metrolink, wherever she goes. She stays out all night long. So this is why I did not, like, initially within the first 24 hours even look for her, because she came back at 6:45 in the morning.
Right.
I'm thinking that she's going to come back,
mm-hmm.
and she didn't come back. So I said, okay, the day she came missing on the 6th, I went and got her breakfast. I normally keep her things on the table. She,
mm-hmm.
Had this little eating disorder where she wasn't eating regular food, and it was more like junk stuff and packaged stuff. She thought things were being poisoned and this and that. And so I had went out and got her breakfast because in the last few days I was able to give her a breakfast. I was able to give her some French toast, some bacon. Mm-hmm. And so I left one of those on the table and all her little junk stuff that she does. She was in the room. She was sleeping with the blanket over her head. And I said, okay, I ain't going to wake her up. I normally wake her up and give her a kiss, mm-hmm. at least, and say, hey, try to have a good day while I'm gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wake her up. I just went to work. I worked a 9 to 5 shift. I came home. The breakfast was touched, but barely touched, and everything was still there, and she wasn't here.
So she must have left during the day.
Yeah, in the morning. I feel like she left kind of immediately after I left.
Mm-hmm.
Because the breakfast was barely touched, but it was touched, but it was barely touched.
Mm-hmm.
And she was gone when I got home.
And does she have any close friends or anybody like in the neighborhood, like where she would normally go? Does she have any normal hangout spot?
That Metrolink is a normal hangout spot. That's where transients and people like that, homeless people mm-hmm. and people on drugs, that's where all these type of people hang out. And they're mostly men, because I've been down there putting my flyers out and stuff like that, mm-hmm. and there's nothing but men out there. And I'm getting tips as well. Mm-hmm. Today I just came back from Skid Row in Los Angeles. I came from the Union Station. Mm-hmm. I got a tip from some people down there that told me that a guy named Moto took her to the Union Station, and he told them they got into it because she was talking random. With a person with mental illness, they're going to always be kind of random sometimes.
Right.
That's and this guy is 45 years old. My daughter is 25 years old. What are you doing hanging out with her anyway? You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, he got on his nerve. He left her there. This is what I'm doing. He left her there on Thursday, the 7th. This is the information that I'm getting today. He left her there, so I decided to take a drive down there. I went to every mission. I left flyers. I went to the police station on 6th Street down there. I left a flyer. I went to the Union Station. I left flyer with the officials down there. So I'm hoping that somebody sees something. And like I tell people, if they see something, say something.
Right.
I really need my daughter back, because she's probably needing to go to the hospital. She was already underweight because, like I said, she had this eating disorder where she wasn't eating much. And she's a kind of tall girl, and she's only wearing 100 pounds.
So that's very small, right? How tall is she? She's
about 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, so that is 100 pounds is small for her height.
Yes.
So
yes. So she looks pretty malnourished.
So does she? So she normally hangs out at this place called Metrolink, and she has an eating disorder. It's alleged that this guy named Moto was the last person. Has anybody been tracking where he is? Does anybody know his government name, his normal hangout?
We're in the process of trying to figure out that government name right now. But I'm gonna tell you another ironic story. My boyfriend and I, we went down there to the Metrolink, and we were passing out the flyers for the first time. There was another person that was giving information that I felt like he was a person of interest, but it's all coming to light right now that this guy Glenn, he isn't the one that took my daughter off, and the Moto guy ended up being there, but we had no idea because our focus was kind of on Glenn. But the Moto guy came up to us and said, no, he was the last one. He was the last one. And next thing you know, a big old fight started. They all started fighting. There was like 4 or 5 guys that jumped on the Glenn guy. That's what really made things scary for me.
Right.
I turned all that information into the detectives. I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like they're not doing enough.
I agree. And just so I can push this with the story, what does Moto and Glenn, what do they look like? Like, what's their physical characteristics? Because if anybody in that area sees my videos about Charisma, I want them to know what these suspects or alleged suspects.
I actually have some photos that I might be able to upload and bring to you. But however, the Moto guy is a slender guy. He's about 45 years old. He has a little mustache. He's a slender, light-skinned guy. And I'm told that he's from Pomona, California. The Glenn guy is a rather tall, kind of healthy guy, and he's dark-skinned with glasses. But the thing about him is he's pushing around like a baby stroller, so he's kind of homeless in that area.
And before the last day that you seen your daughter, have you ever seen these men hang around with her before?
I've never seen them before in my life.
Have you ever mentioned them before?
I never heard her mention these two. No. I never heard her mention these two, but obviously they know her from going down there.
And no disrespect to you, Ms. Zandra, but I have to ask, she's not involved in any kind of street drugs or anything like that.
Now that's the thing. Like I said, like I mentioned before, she was in the house for 9 months. She took drugs during that time, almost a year ago. But she had been in the house for 9 months, not doing any drugs, not doing anything. I do think drugs could play a big part in what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm just asking not to judge her, because whatever she did, that's not for me to judge. I'm just asking because we need to zero in on what kind of people were hanging around her, especially after she left the house. We need to zero in on was she hanging around, people who was if she was in that kind of stuff, was she hanging around other people that was in that kind of stuff, because somebody knows something.
Exactly, I get that, and that's why I have nothing to hold back. I do feel like maybe they got her started back doing drugs.
Yeah, and she's hopefully, she is somewhere, at least alive. She's probably not, if they do have her, on drugs again, she's probably not well, but in any case, we need to hurry up and find out where she's at, because, you know, as they say, the more time that goes by, the more challenging it is to solving these kinds of cases. So that's where, you know, that's the whole reason why I had to start my channel. I started Black Women Aware. I started my channel because I was a domestic violence victim. And when I started to come into the awareness of how many black women are out here missing or have been in situations where they were killed, and it wasn't getting any media attention, I felt like it was my responsibility as somebody of that same demographic to stand up and do something. You know what I mean? I couldn't sleep every night knowing that by God's grace I had escaped my situation by the skin of my teeth, yet it's other women that I could be out here helping, and at that time I wasn't doing anything about it, you know? So, like, I thank God, because even though my channel isn't that big, I was able, like, I have one other story, Treasure Hendricks, a young lady out of Chicago who, she was found deceased, you know, and her mother did not know what happened to her, and her family didn't know what happened to her, and they were pushing the Chicago Police Department to, like, look into it and start investigating. Like, that case was being buried, and even though Black Women Aware is a small channel, I was like one of the main people. My video at one point was the only video that they had on Treasure, and it brought a lot of light to that case. So I want to do the same thing for Charisma, because when I searched her name on Google, there wasn't much at all that came up about Charisma, and Charisma is in California. That's what really blew my mind, because California is like not only a big place but a popular place. You know, so I could understand if she was from like a smaller, like less, like an unpopular place, like from where I'm from in the Midwest, but she's from Cali, you know. So that's what I wasn't getting, and it really broke my heart when I searched her name, and it was like the only person who showed up when I searched her name through social media was yours. Like, you were the only name that came up, like, as far as somebody who was looking for her. Like, of course, the other channels came up to where they were sharing flyers and saying, like, hey, have you seen her? But you were the only one that was pretty much on there versus everybody else. So
yeah. The thing with my daughter is that she don't meet no strangers, and I always tell her strangers are danger, and
right.
She don't understand that, because with the mental illness it doesn't click in. You know what I mean? But she likes people, and evidently these guys said, hey, she liked this guy. They started speaking up because they said, hey, she liked this guy, and he did this to her. Wherever he is, he knows.
Yeah, and that's what makes me even more scared, because with her being a person or individual who has mental disabilities, she's probably even more at risk than you or myself, because she's more easily can be taken advantage of.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
that is my point, exactly.
Yeah, so and don't think you're in this by yourself. Like, I'm here from this day forward. This is my personal number that I called you from. Whatever I can do, if I have to reach out myself to the mainstream news, I will. You know, because this needs to, more black women and girls, our stories need to be in those on those platforms as well. You know, just to bring up a quick story, like, I don't know if you heard of that young white girl Gabby Petito when she went missing.
Yes, I think so. Was that the one with the husband or the boyfriend?
Yes. Around the same time Gabby Petito went missing, a black girl by the name of Destiny from the same city and state as Gabby went missing. That girl was found deceased in her trunk, and she didn't get any airtime. She didn't get the same airtime as Gabby did. She did not get that same airtime. So that's why I feel like, you know, like, more of us, we have to step in and do the footwork for ourselves. Because, you see, they burying our stories and they don't care. You know, and that's what's frustrating. And also, like, I have a 7-year-old daughter who's autistic. So I definitely, when I read the story on Charisma, my heart definitely went out to her. And I, you know, as scared as I was, I had to reach out to you because
awareness month.
Yes. And I had to
work with at work.
In April, I believe their Black Femicide, the the page on Facebook. They're making April this is Black Women Awareness Month. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to do anything I can to push this story to get more attention. Is there anything else that you probably have left out that you want me to know or that you want me to add into the video as well? Like, do you have a GoFundMe set up to where people can donate to? Because I know it's costing you. It's got to be cost. Gas is probably high. Excuse my French. Gas is probably.
I haven't had anything set up. I don't know if I need to hire a private detective.
Yes.
I'm at all those points right now.
Yes, you definitely. I would advise you to hire a PI and set up a GoFundMe. And once you set up the GoFundMe, send me the link to the GoFundMe and send me the photos if you have any of these two men. Send me
those to you.
Yeah, send me anything you can. I'm definitely gonna push the GoFundMe as well. I'm gonna try to get in contact with other Black content creators who also push the cases of missing Black people and children. I'm also going to try to get a hold of them so they can push the GoFundMe and not only push the GoFundMe but push the story and get it more attention. Because exactly. I know gas is probably high as hell in Cali right now.
Yeah. We were out there in LA with $7 and something a gallon.
Wow.
Over here in Fontana where we are, it's $5.59 for the cheap stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Again,
so
we just went quite a ways right now, and we started doing footwork.
Yeah, and I'm right here with you. You can save my number, Ms. Zandra.
I really
Oh, this is my pleasure. This is what I feel like what God put me on this earth to do, was to serve others, especially my own people, where I come from. Is there anything else you would like to say, to my audience? And my audience is mostly Black women, but is there anything you want to say about your daughter to my audience, or about her case, or about anything?
I just want to say that, my daughter is a very loving person. She doesn't meet no strangers. I think if she met strangers, she wouldn't be in this predicament. But she's a very loving and kind young girl. Graduated from A.B. Miller High School out here in Fontana. She played basketball all 4 years of high school, and then she graduated in 2014. In 2016, I started seeing the signs of the mental illness. Mm-hmm. So it really touches me because as a young child, she was a regular honor roll kid and all that, and now, as an adult, you never stop being mom. You think that, okay, your kid graduated, most people kick their kids out. But, I'm going with my daughter to the end.
I heard that.
I'm going to push and push and push.
I heard that.
I just want people to know that she is not harmful. She's a loving person. And whatever's going on, she really don't deserve this. I just wish she could come to her senses. I don't know where the phone is, the iPhone. I just wish she could come to her senses to at least call home.
And if Charisma hears this video, what do you want to say to her?
I want to say, Charisma, I love you. I miss you. I'm very stressed out and scared. And if you could just call me, call home, reach out to anybody. I don't care, your friends, somebody that can reach out to me, because I'm really breaking at this point and I miss you.
Okay, Ms. Zandra. Lord, you brought me to tears right there. You brought me to tears. Well, I appreciate your time so much, and my prayers and well wishes are with you. I have faith that, hopefully, with both of us involved in this and both of us pushing her story, we can not only get more attention to her story, but hopefully, by God's grace, we can bring her home safe. You save my number. And if you ever want to reach out, feel free. I'm here. And you just have yourself a blessed rest of your day. I'm going to get started on editing and get the video and get the message out there and get a hold of all of the women and men that I know who advocate for Black women and children. I'm going to get them involved in this as well.
Thank you so much. And I'll go ahead and get some pictures out to you right now.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Bye bye.
I